Hey everybody, Brian Boyle here, a doctor of physical therapy with WorkWell Prevention and Care. Today's topic is about OSHA prevention and what does that mean? What does it mean and why is it different from, say, maybe a treatment or what would become an OSHA recordable? So when we think about OSHA prevention, we always want to take the idea and the concept of giving the appropriate level of care for the appropriate level of discomfort or injury. So if there was some sort of medical emergency that the person, there was bleeding and their arm was detached and they had to go to the emergency room, that's certainly one option, and that would be an OSHA recordable injury. The other side of that could be that somebody that comes in with an elbow lateral epicondylitis, where they literally just have pain in their elbow with everything that they do that's keeping them up at night. They go to pull the covers up. They're at work. It happened at work, but it's affecting their entire life, and the physical therapist does an assessment and realizes that they need actual treatment in order to take care of this. And then you compare that to somebody that comes in and say, hey, you know what, my elbow's bothering me. I notice it more at work, but I don't know why it's causing me pain. I don't know what's going on with it. I don't know, why it happened, how it happened. I do notice it more when I'm lifting up boxes. I talked to my supervisor and they said, you need to come in for physical therapy. And so what would then be able to do, the physical therapist could take a look at that injury or discomfort and say, hey, you know what? For that appropriate level of discomfort, what we can do is provide you something like ice or heat. We can provide you something like a topical analgesic, like BioFreeze or Bengay or Icy Hot. We can provide you a general exercise program that would be available to all employees here at the facility. Maybe even just a kind of a neoprene soft splint or a brace that could go over there that doesn't have rigid stays. And what you'll notice is that with all of those things are all easily, readily available to the employee, whether it's through the PT clinic or they can get them at their house. They can go to the Walgreens down the street, or the CVS or Walmart, whatever it may be, and they can have access to all of those things with a little bit of guidance. And then maybe the therapist takes them out and they do some job coaching out on the floor, and they say, hey, you know what? Rather than letting it get to a full-blown injury, that lateral epicondylitis, where the person would then become a recordable injury and the therapist would have to do treatment. Maybe they'd have to send them off-site to a physician, depending on the state, if they didn't have direct access. Again, what would be able to happen is that OSHA says, let's prevent these sorts of things. Again, the appropriate level of care for the appropriate level of discomfort. We get the drift, okay? And it makes it a lot more, appealing when we say, yes, let's prevent the injury rather than reacting to it. So hopefully you find some benefit in this. If you have some questions, feel free to reach out to us at workwell.com. And until next time, we'll see you again.